Welcome. This is the 1200 Club Conduit Magazine, and we are here with Robert Rich. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Right on. Okay. First of all, I wanted to ask you what some of this equipment is back here.
Well, let's see, I can give you a mini tour, but basically there's a rack of processing and mixer and looping delays and such. There's a sampler, Korg Wave Station, which is like a synthesizer, and an old DX7. The only synths I have are microtunable because I work mostly in just intonation, which limits my choices for synthesizers that I can use. This is a modular synthesizer made, I'm moving my head around, forgive me for whipping my head. This is a modular synth made by Synthesis Technologies, which is a new modular. It looks a lot like the old Moog systems, but it's actually a year and a half old. It's been growing little by little. It's kind of an ongoing thing, work in progress. And software driving it with a MIDI to voltage converter.
Definitely. Okay. What are some of the tracks that you played today?
Well, the first couple tracks of the concert were unreleased, just live things, guitar solo and some loops on the modular. And then a couple pieces from Bestiary. I think I played Mantis Intentions, Nesting on Cliff Sides, and the title track, Bestiary. Then after that I played the final piece from Outpost, the new one with Ian Boddy, a piece called Edge of Nowhere. And then Animus from Propagation. I'm trying to remember here myself. Nada from Yearning. No, actually Black Skies right after Animus, and then Nada from Yearning. And an improv that I often do out of that. There's like a series of pieces that work nicely together that I kind of improv with the flute piece, Nada, and then this guitar Gliss improv. And then I ended with Lapis from Seven Veils.
Sweet.
Hi, my name's Jason Clark. I would like to ask you to tell us a little bit about your inspirations, both musically and non-musically, for the music that you create.
Well, it depends on the album. The recent work, like Bestiary, was inspired a lot by surrealist artists Yves Tonky and Juan Moreau. I was trying to make sounds that felt like living organisms that had concrete shapes but were unnameable. Not like abstract art like a Jackson Pollock, which was, kind of blurry or motion-oriented. Instead of gesture-oriented things, I wanted these things to be like living things that would sort of scrabble across the floor and crawl up your leg. In some ways, an answer to a kind of challenge that I think André Breton placed in the 1920s when he said that he thought that music could not accurately convey a surrealist idea, because music by nature, he said, was rule-based and abstract, whereas surrealism was intended to break rules but be concrete in its form. And obviously, he was completely ignoring the works of like the Italian futurists like Russolo, who were making this extremely bizarre concrete sound. And electronic music pretty much completely frees us up to play around with that challenge and to answer it. So art is one example of an inspiration. Mental states, heightened states of consciousness, ecstatic feelings, mathematics, architecture, all sorts of things.
You also do a lot of work with sine waves?
Well, with sine waves, only in that theoretically they're the building blocks of harmonics, and so my tuning systems are based on the harmonic series, and often you can best play around with certain effects in the harmonic series by building up timbres with clusters of sine waves.
Right on. This has been Robert Rich at a presentation